Yo, people, I'm your boy Major, and I'm with my brother Ace, and welcome to another episode of Two Up Front. Ace, what you telling me, bro? How you doing?
Bro, I'm actually really good. Like long week at work. I said, oh, I'm tired. But you know what? Let me go to the gym. Let me go for a run. And during my run, I said, wow, this is gonna be a great weekend. This is the reason why I wanted to start two up front. The two ups are going head to head, and for once, we have a weekend we could just kind of sit back a little bit and just watch what happens. Bro, I can't wait to get into this episode. And yeah, bro. So yeah, no, I'm very excited for this one. So yeah, I'm very good, bro. Very
I
good.
hear
How
you,
you
bro.
doing?
I hear you. Hey, man, I'm all right,
Mm.
man. I'm all right. Like,
But bro, why you like that? You're even going to OT this weekend. I thought you'd be jumping.
hey, bro, obviously, always love going to OT. You know how I feel about that
Mm.
stadium, despite what everyone wants to say. Do you get me? Leave our roof alone.
What do you mean by that?
But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
okay,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, leave
I
our roof
want you to say
alone.
it. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right, bro. Have you seen the graphics of your new thing? It's looking
Yeah,
real
man.
nice. Looking real nice.
That's gonna be really weird. Like,
Mm,
yeah, like moving out of Old Trafford, that is gonna be really weird. Like,
mm,
yeah, like it's gonna be really weird. But yeah, like obviously it's still quite a bit away. But
yeah.
yeah, man. Like I can't imagine United without Old Trafford. So yeah, it'll be really weird.
Mm,
But yeah, man, obviously Europa League action.
mm. What happened, bro, man? Because I remember last stream, I wasn't here for the Palace game, but I remember and I heard everything how well United played, strangled the game for 60 minutes, should have been 2-3-0 up. And I thought, yeah, 20, like what? The Eredivisie? Nah, man, United have got this. They're gonna handle their business. And bro, I was shocked, man. I had the game and I said, wow, where's the United I was promised against Palace? So is it just when I watch, you guys just revert back to type? Like, what happened, bro? Don't know how much you want to get into it, but yeah, that game,
Hey
yeah.
man, we won't get too much into it, but yeah,
Mm,
just not good enough. Just not.
mm.
This is why I say, bro, when United win 3-0 against Southampton, this is why I can't get carried away. I've already
Mm,
expressed myself very
you did say
clearly
that. You did
regarding
7
all
0
of
versus
these issues.
Barnsley.
Hey
Yeah,
man, I've already
yeah.
said it.
I remember you kept
Um,
your feet on the ground. I'll give you that.
Bro, yeah, man, bro. You know what it is? When you've analyzed the deeper issues, bro, like those results can't get you that happy. Obviously, you'll
Mm,
get happy as regards to United and one, but yeah, man, like overall, you still know what it is, and there's a long way to go before we've seen like serious change. So
mm,
yeah, man, like not good enough, not good
yeah. No,
enough.
I
So yeah.
completely agree. From what I saw, yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. And
Mhm.
again, man, so many more questions I feel like than answers. So yeah, I can't wait to get into this one. And then yeah, Spurs as well. I watched their game too. Them versus, went down to 10 men very early against Karabag. And yeah, fair play to them. Like they did the job. But watching the game too just reminds you that they will give you chances too. So this is gonna be an
Mm,
entertaining game. So yeah, no,
mm.
I'm locked in for this one, man. Locked in for this weekend.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. And
Mm,
bro, you know what? We might as well just get straight to the match, man. Because
mm,
obviously, I think you've got a lot of thoughts. I've got a lot of
mm,
thoughts. But I'm gonna let you start off with this one because, like you said, two of your biggest ops are
mm.
going, to battle it out. So yeah, what are you thinking? What are you
Bro,
thinking?
like I said at the beginning, man, I'm happy because I'm looking at this game here. I'm thinking I'm eating regardless. Like, regardless of what happens, I know that I'm going to be good because either one, United are going to be upset, Spurs are going to be upset. It's going to be, you might both be upset. Either way, I know I'm eating regardless. So I think that's just where, from that point of view, I just wanted to just set the scene that I'm very locked in and very happy about this fixture. I think it should be a very good game because I like in this game, bro, to two crackheads fighting outside the Labrooks, William Hill. The location doesn't matter, but I feel like the premise still stands where from the outside you can't really tell who's gonna win the fight because you're like, I don't know what substances they're on, I don't know what kind of equalizer might happen, but something crazy is gonna happen in this game, bro. I look in one corner and I liken him to like a American type boxer, welterweight, 100 bangs, but he might not get you out of there. And then he might start getting tired. Then the glass jaw starts showing a little bit. So if United can play for that, that's going to be interesting. I look in the other corner. I see a Deontay Wilder. No technique, no guile, but on his day can throw a bang and just get you out of there quickly. So I'm just like, I don't know which way this is gonna go, but I'm so ready to get into the match. So yeah, because I feel like with Spurs, bro, to get into my analysis. I just want to start seeing how I see this game in my head.
Yeah.
That's how I see the game, bro. I think
Look
that's
at
the
you,
that's the
bro.
battle. That's the
Look at
battle here.
you.
That's the
Look
battle
at
here.
you.
So Spurs, we know what they want to do, right?
Mhm.
They want to clog the midfield, get both fullbacks inverting, understand, dominate you in that place. They want to put Van der Ven or Romero at the back and just tell the rest of the man, yeah, press them high, get the ball back, make chances, score. And with Spurs, I feel like if you guys are not careful, they can absolutely cut you open. Because I think this is a game where I also want to look at Ten Hag and say, I think the only reason why you might have it, I guess you have two big edges, obviously. You got OT, where when OT starts jumping, it's crazy. That's a big equalizer in this one. And two, regardless of Ten Hag, because he's so unpredictable, he might approach the game in the right way, where I think will give you a higher chance of getting a result against Spurs. Because, yeah, you guys, if you're smart, you kind of play them similarly to how you played us at home last season. And I think how you played City in the FA Cup final, where if you give them respect, you put bodies behind the ball, you hit them on a counter. I think that's a tried and proven tactic against Spurs right now. But if Ten Hag tries to do his thing and again just leaving the midfield vacant, then yeah, I think they can cook you guys in this one. But because of Spurs too, because we know what they're going to do, this is where I say I think it's more on United to either win this game or not do enough and draw it. Like I think in my mind is like my kind of thoughts from the outside. I'm very curious about United. I'm saying, you know, Ugati's coming now, obviously. I guess he started against 20. I wasn't watching. I had both games on, the Spurs and United games. I wasn't watching the United game properly, but I heard that his performance overall wasn't the greatest. You might want to touch on too. I've also heard that Ten Hag might have bamboozled us. We all thought he's coming in to play deepest player. Apparently, he was playing quite high up, pressing. Again, you might educate me on that from watching the game. So I'm so curious to see what midfield he's going to construct and put together for this game. And that's why, bro, I said today I have time because we've been putting up this midfield conversation with United. And today I want to get into it a little bit, man, because I want to see where Eriksen, that mistake might be the only kind of hope that I have for United, where Ten Hag might say he made a mistake, let me not play him. Because I think Ten Hag is also very guilty of Eriksen's been playing well recently, so I'm going to play him anyway, regardless of whether he's the right player for this game. So I'm curious to see, is he going to get dropped? Is he going to play? Is Ugarte going to start? Is he going to go for Mainu, Eriksen, Mainu, Ugarte? Is Bruno what's going to happen with Bruno? There's a lot of heat on his name right now. Hasn't been performing. Similarly to like what Ten Hag was in last year with Rashford, he's trying to play him into form. Again, can he do something in this game to kind of get the noise kind of off his back? So there's some pressure there. So yeah, bro, I'm just looking at this one saying, I don't know how this game is going to go. I don't know which crackhead is going to land the bang that's going to take the other one out of there. You might knock each other out for all I know, but all I know is it's going to be a very good game and it's going to be entertaining because, yeah, the way both teams play, there's definitely goals in this one. So yeah, that's my initial raw thoughts. Don't know if you want to respond to anything or you want to get into what you think about this one.
Yeah, you are getting way too much enjoyment from this whole conversation.
I love it, bro. I told you I'm ready today.
That's
I
first
love it,
and foremost. So yeah, with all of that, I'm gonna just leave you to it. But yeah, do you get it? Secondly, I just want to quickly ask: is my mic okay?
Yeah, your mic's fine.
Okay, 'cause I'm getting like weird feedback in my headphones.
Oh, okay,
So,
yeah. In
just
terms
wanted
of you
to
coming
check.
through, you're calm. If
Okay.
anyone's in the comments, let us know if the mic isn't good on your
Cool.
end. If
Yeah,
anyone comes
I didn't want
but
to
yeah,
just carry on speaking and then
yeah, I thought so.
you
But
know,
yeah, no, you're calm.
problems. All right, cool. But yeah, as regards to this game,
Oh, okay. Now I heard the bit of the feedback.
okay, you can hear the feedback.
The bit of the feedback. Go on, keep speaking now.
Okay.
Because it came in when you started talking.
Let's see. All right. How's it now?
Oh, it's coming in a little bit. Maybe disconnect. Maybe disconnect
Okay.
and put it back in. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess while you're doing that, I'll just talk a little bit more again about like kind of the questions I have for this game. I kind of had some questions I guess I wanted to kind of ask you where again, I'm looking at the midfield. I'm saying, was Eriksen part of the plan? Because now is he going to be dropped? Is he undroppable? I'm very curious about that. Like I said earlier, I'm very curious about how Solanke does in this game against De Ligt and Martinez. Martinez is another one that I think recently, compared to his first season where there was like a unanimous thing that Martinez is just a very good, your best in the back. I think there's a lot more kind of criticism on him recently in terms of how he's playing or the decisions he's making on the pitch. Then obviously, like we said, Solanke, how is he going to do against what I think Martinez and De Ligt are two good centre backs. Can he rise to the occasion and shine in this type of game? Because again, with Spurs, probably the biggest kind of criticism I'll give to Ange right now has been kind of something I've been saying since last season, and I feel like I've still been proven right until otherwise, which is where I feel like the way the Spurs play is that they're going to beat all the teams that they should beat because they have more quality, they overwhelm you, they kind of eventually break you down little by little. But then I feel like in terms of the bigger teams that can maybe respect them also, or maybe hurt them also, I feel like they don't have that clinical edge and they come unstuck in those games, which is even shown in the stats where the only time Spurs have beat a team in the top 10 this whole year was when he beat Villa away in March. Like, which again, that's too many games that in terms of the top 10, them struggling to actually get a result. So that's where I feel like because and we know what he's going to do, there's that again where it's a bit predictable. That's why I say it's more about Ten Hag adapting also to this game and saying, how do I get a result for United? I feel like is where the unknown is, because we know what Ange's going to do. We know what Tottenham are going to do. So I think that's where I'm very, very curious about this one. But yeah, do you want to try your mic again and see if that's...
Yeah. How's it sounding now?
Yeah, you're sounding calm.
Okay, cool. But yeah, like I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I think both managers, they have been under pressure this season. Obviously, Tottenham are coming off the back of a win against Brentford, and United, we had the draw against Palace, we had the draw against FC20, and I think like, with Ten Hag, I think it's a thing where there's constant pressure on him, and then he may get a couple of results where it eases a bit, but it just comes back like as soon as things like play out in a way where maybe we thought it would play out, then like everything is back again. So I think, like this is a massive game for Erik Ten Hag, like absolutely massive, because I think, he has to win, in my opinion. Like he really has to win. Like we spoke earlier about United needing to go on a run. We beat Southampton. Palace, we've already spoken about that game, how we played in the first half, how we didn't take our chances, but ultimately it finished as a draw. And FC20, there's still many games to go, but we also saw what happened in the group stages of the Champions League previously. And I think Erik Ten Hag, like, he needs to make sure that Europe goes much better.
Oh yeah, your European record under him is nasty.
It's horrible. So
isn't it only Copenhagen is the only team that he's beat in Europe in the last 9 games or something?
It's really
bad, the 1-0 win where Onana had to save a penalty in the last minute to even get you that win. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, it's really bad. So I think there's really a lot of pressure on him, and like us being at home, like I think he's really got to get the win in this match. Again, Ange, he's been under a lot of pressure. I think as regards to style of play is interesting because I think Erik Ten Hag has been criticized for not like forming a good, consistent way of playing. And I think Ange does have like a very clear style of play that he's implemented, but Ange has been criticized for not necessarily changing when changes need to be made. So it's like, I think, on one side, you've got Erik Ten Hag, who's been unable to develop a clear, good style of play that Man United fans can be happy with. And then you've got Ange, on the other hand, who's developed a style of play that's very clear, but also it's now made them vulnerable to the point where they're thinking, you know what, we're happy with the style of play. We want to take risks, but at the same time, we can't always be this open. We can't always play this risky. Like, we've got to adapt here and there. Like, I think a lot of Spurs fans, they don't want a complete change, like not at all. But what they do want, nor should they. Like, but what they want is just little adjustments here and there. Like, they want adjustments here and there. So I think with games like this, again, like it's very interesting when you're seeing matchups. And like I said, I think we were talking about it last match. And when it comes to the starting lineup with Erik Ten Hag, I really don't know, bro, because I would have thought Rashford was definitely starting the last match.
Who knows?
And then he didn't. And then again, with that midfield, with Agate, with Ericsson, with Kobe, like, I don't know what he's going to go with. Like, I don't know what combination of players he's going to go with. So it kind of makes it hard for me to kind of like even like analyze the game from the point of like how he's setting up, because I'm not exactly sure what players he's gonna go with, and then obviously, like, yeah, but I think Tottenham have weaknesses. They've got clear weaknesses. I think Erik Ten Hag, he's got kind of the problem of, like, I think at Old Trafford, if you're just sitting back and sitting back and sitting back and then trying to hit Spurs on the counter, I think the crowd will get restless. Like, yeah, the crowd will get restless, especially because I think there's a certain understanding when you're facing a team like, for example, City, where you're just like, oh, you know what, we just can't get the ball, like, and you know what, we've got to adapt because they're like just better than us, like to a certain, like to they're better to us, they're better than us by a certain margin, where we've got to make these adaptations in order to try and win this game. Whereas I think, like, with Spurs, it's one of them ones where, yeah, they've been going through their own struggles, and now I think, especially the crowd, we're going to be looking at it and saying, you know what, like, we're not having this just sitting back and trying to, and no one's saying don't exploit Spurs' weaknesses, of course. Like, I think the counter, that's going to be on. Transitions, they're going to be really important. Like, so all of those things, like, definitely high line, we spoke about it, try and exploit it, try and do what it is that you need to do in order to get your goals, in order to, you know, like, maximize on the weakness of your opposition. But at the same time, I think, Old Trafford, the crowd, we're gonna want to see some progressive football. Like, we want to see you again, we want to see if that first half against Crystal Palace was absolutely just like,
it was an accident.
it wasn't. Do you get me? It was just meaningless. Like, we want to see that. Like, we want to see, because again, I said it. Ten Hag surprised me. Like, United surprised me with how, like, we played in that first half. Like, I wasn't expecting that necessarily. And like, we want to see, okay, now when you're at home at Old Trafford, what are you going to do when Tottenham come? So and with the midfield, this midfield, man, bro, this midfield.
Okay, bro, what would you go? Wait, what do you think he's going to do if you had to guess right now? What would you go with? Like,
bro, I really don't know, bro.
Like, no clue.
I really don't know, bro. Like, I don't, like, obviously, like, he could go Agate, Kobe, Bruno. Like, he could, again, he's been playing Ericsson, so then he might want to put Ericsson there. Mount is fit again, and we saw how Mount was quite a key part with how he was trying to play. So we don't know where he's gonna fit into this. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I don't. You know, wait, I don't even blame you, because this is not even an
bro. I don't know. Bro. I don't know, bro.
No, I think no one knows. I think even Ten Hag might not know right now,
bro.
Maybe he's gonna decide over the weekend,
bro.
All we know, because man, there's so many pieces there. And again, this is what we talk about. We brought him out. Ericsson's been there all season. You haven't played him. Now he's playing. Now, if it wasn't for the mistake, you would have thought, is Ericsson now undroppable? Because he's been such a key kind of part in you guys also playing well. Like, again, the Palace game, like, Ericsson was there. That's why maybe that probably affected how you played. So Ten Hag, I feel like we just want to see you actually get these pieces that you have and actually put them together. I think unlike last season, where he was able to get away with it because you guys had so many injuries, that was always the fallback. If he was ever questioned, if he was ever under pressure, I have injuries. Now you have basically your full team. So now it's like, now you have to pick a starting 11, then you have to then make subs off the bench as well that also help you. And I feel like that's where he's falling short right now as well.
Bro,
he's like, not only is he not picking the right team, sometimes he's also not making the right subs.
He's not making the right changes. Like, bro, we spoke about it with bro, United, man. Like, do you get me? Obviously, okay, you know what? I'm going to the game, bro. Like, I'm going to Old Trafford, bro.
Bro, give me some energy, man.
You get me? Like, I'm rooting for my team. Like, I'm hoping we can go get the win. And my record at Old Trafford is brilliant. Do you get me?
That's on the line here. 100% record. Every time you go, you win every single time.
Bro, always wins, bro. Always wins, bro. Always wins. Do you get me? So it's like, I am going to Old Trafford and I'm saying United get the win. Ten
Mm.
Hag get the win. Now, my concerns. Nah, my concerns. Because
Okay.
we have to separate things. Do you get me?
Okay.
So it's just
Thank
like,
you.
yeah, bro. You're gonna see me like, do you get me? Sunday, bro, fam, hyped. Like, do you get me?
Oh
Come on,
yeah, you
United.
don't follow us on
All
the
of that.
socials. Yeah, here,
Yeah,
yeah, man. You want some live
bro,
content in the
hyped. Do you
stadium?
get me? Hyped,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you get me? Like, United, fam, obviously back in the team, back in my club, excited. Now, when we're talking about the actual game, I
Mm.
think it's such a strange game because I think like there's been certain games against like the quote unquote big six
Mm.
where we kind of know what it is that Erik Ten Hag is going to try and do. Like, because I think he's tried to do other things and they've seriously failed. So against City in the FA Cup final, for example, like, yeah, like I was expecting Ten Hag to set up in a certain way, which didn't leave us overexposed. Like, and I think, yeah, the game plan was actually executed very well. And obviously we got the win and that was great for us. Then obviously there's been so much talk about style of play this season. And we saw what happened against Liverpool. And we saw a team that were really organized, who had an organized press, who had an organized
Mm.
midfield
Tear you
against the
apart.
team who were
Yeah.
completely the opposite, who had a
Mm.
disorganized press, who had a
Mm.
disorganized midfield, and who crumbled.
Oof.
And now
Yeah.
you're looking at these
Mm.
things and you're thinking,
Mm.
okay, you know what? Like, where are you going to go with this? Because are you going to try and if you've got this plan, and we've spoken about tactics and how, you know, United are trying to press and etc., if you've got this
Mm.
plan, this style of play that you're trying to develop, that we've all been asking, what are you trying to do? Are you going to now try to persist with this even though it hasn't really been working? And are you going to leave us exposed? And are we going to be on the end of a few horrible results? Because if that happens, then he knows. I think he definitely knows that, like, there's a good chance he'll lose his job. So
Ah.
is he going to try and approach the game like that, or is he
Mm.
going to now be more conservative and say, you know what, right now it's just about the points? But then the same problems that we've been having,
Mm.
like, we are still going to be complaining about, like, because there's nothing to look forward to. Like, we'll be extremely, again, when United win, I'm always happy. Like, I'll be extremely happy. It'll be great. Like, do you get FA Cup final when we beat City? Brilliant. Yeah, we won the FA Cup. We won the trophy. Do you get me? Of
Mm.
course, all
Yeah,
of that.
best
Like, do you
season
get
in
me?
Arsenal.
All
All
of
of
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, do
I
you get me?
remember.
I'm
2 and
always
2.
happy. I'm always
Yeah.
happy that United win, etc. Like,
Mm.
I'm gonna be. Oh, I just clocked what you said. Better season than Arsenal. Yeah, I saw that narrative running around a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, like, I'm gonna be happy. But then
Mm.
also, yeah, like, it's different if you adapt for certain games, but then overall your style of play is consistent and you
Mm.
approach games in a certain way. But I think right now, yeah, we've had a large sample size of how Ten Hag plays, and it's quite clear that, like, there's no real plan. Either that or the
Hey,
plan's
bro.
really bad. Like, do you
Hey,
get me? It's
man,
one of the
bro.
two. It's either there's no real plan
We
or the
need to
plan you've got
believe,
is really
man.
bad. Do you get me? And sometimes, you know what it is?
Mm.
I think it sometimes it is the whole thing. It is the thing of the plan's really bad, because sometimes it's like, oh, nah, honestly, because sometimes it's like, no, I actually see what you're trying to do.
Uh.
Like, you are just orchestrating it horribly. Like, do you get
Mm.
me? Like, I see what, okay, you're trying to press up the pitch. Like, I could see what you're trying to do. It's just
Mm.
really bad. Like, it's
Mm.
just really bad. So now we're looking at it and we're thinking, you know what? At first, we're thinking, do you have a plan?
Mm.
And then we're like, we don't think you do. We're not sure. And then
Mm.
it's like, okay, maybe you do have a plan, but the plan's really bad. Like, do you
Uh.
get me? And then we're looking at it and we're like, you know what? Even if you had a good plan, can you even put it in place?
Mm.
Like, can you coach a team
Yeah.
to a sufficient standard where they can execute what it is that you want them to execute? Because so far, given the evidence that we've seen, you're not capable of doing so. So yeah, this Spurs match is really interesting because again, we've spoken about Ange and we've spoken about his team and his tactics and his high line and how he's trying to play. But he was very clear with his philosophy and the things that he was trying to implement. Again, I think the problem that a lot of Spurs fans have is, you know what, we just need to see certain adjustments here and there. But overall, we understand what it is that you're trying to do. I think with Ten Hag, it's been completely different. And we are really, really, really we're already tired, but it's like, it's just draining and draining and draining and draining. So yeah, again, bro, these United previews, they're always very difficult now because I feel like when you have kind of like an idea about your manager and you've got an idea about your style of play, and I've already spoken about a lot of these things, and I've spoken about the press, and I've spoken about the midfield, and I've spoken about everything, and it's just like, bro, like, we go into the next game and we hope that something can change.
Like, major man, you're not making this fun anymore, man. You're making me want to be pro Ten Hag at this point,
bro.
To add some balance, it's not even fun to laugh at
man.
Ten Hag.
Like, there's not even, like, you know what it is? I feel like it's one of them ones that the best I can do is just be a United fan and support my team. Like, do you get me? Like, I can support my team, but I can't sit here and lie to the people. Like, I can't sit here and lie. I can't sit here and say, you know what, guys, don't worry. I understand what he's doing. It's gonna work. I can't sit here with conviction and say, you know what, everything is gonna be okay. I can see the bigger picture. He's going to piece everything together. That would be disingenuous of me. So really and truly, bro, I come here as a United fan and I'm like, go on United. I'm supporting my team. I'm hoping we can get the win. But as regards to the overall picture and the manager, bro, I feel like I'm just going to be saying the same things over and over and over again until he goes or he puts a miracle in place where he completely proves me wrong. Like, do you get me? And it's like, and I've always said it, bro, when it comes to Man United, I always want Man United to be successful. If Ten Hag can somehow turn this around, if he can somehow produce brilliant football, he can like completely navigate his way through all of this turbulence, and we can look at the other side of things and say, you know what, this guy, he knew what he was doing, bro. I'll be so happy to be wrong. Do you get me? Do you think, bro, you know, when it comes to my club, I don't, bro, do you think I want to be right when it comes to negativity regarding my club, bro? I will happily be wrong, bro. But bro, I can't lie, man.
Yeah,
like,
wait, you know what is here? For a second, I was
lie,
in my head, it was loading. I was like, cool, man. Let me add some balance. Let me be pro Ten Hag. But I can't even trick myself to even do it, man. Because I don't believe it. I won't be believing a word I'm saying either. Because bro, you know what? Like I said, with me, yeah, I'm a curious person in aside from football. So I was so curious that this guy was being blasted last season, no style of football, no thing, and people were saying it's never gonna work. And I just said, you know what, I want to actually see him have these players, and I want to see what he's trying to do. And I feel like you said, we've got to a point now where even if not completely, we've seen enough of what he's trying to do. Where I'm also just like, you're just not even the guy. Even if, like, you know, when like you look at the leader who's telling you to do stuff, and you say you're not even the person that's even going to give this message in the way that this is going to be successful. I hear him talk, and I'm just like, I don't. If you believe that, then you have no hope. Understand? You have players like Rashford and Bruno now that you're playing into form. Like you're Manchester United. You have, unlike last season, you actually have options now. Bruno should not be guaranteed that he's playing until he's okay now, or it's very very crazy for Ten Hag to drop him. He's playing poorly. Just drop the guy. Construct a midfield with the other pieces that you have. And understand, something can happen.
Bro, I told
he's not willing to do that,
last time when we were talking about Palace, and you told me you saw one stat of Bruno which was suggesting that he played all right. I told you, bro, don't believe it. Don't believe it, bro. Don't believe it, bro. Fam, I watched the match, bro. Stinker, man. And it hurts me to say this, but stinker, bro. Like, so yeah, man. Like, bro, fam.
Okay, Mage. Okay. On this game, then, in terms of like Spurs specifically, because I hear you. I think the bigger picture, I agree. That I think if I'm not a bad man, if I was a bad man, I don't think it's gonna work with Ten Hag long term. I feel like the overall picture doesn't make sense. But looking at this game, and like you said, looking at Spurs and looking at the tools that you do have, like a Rashford on a break, and do you think Garnacho will start, by the way, too, because of that transition threat over Ahmad? Do you have any? What do you think he'll do in that regard? Do you think Diallo or Ahmad? Who do you think will actually start on the wings? Man, this is poor. This is preseason, and you have no idea what your manager's gonna do. Is Xerxes gonna start? Is it gonna be Highland?
I feel like he may start Garnacho and Rashford in this one. I feel like he may. But yeah, like I'm not sure, man.
Okay, so okay, cool. So Garnacho and Rashford start. Do you think you can hurt Spurs on the break then? Because they do leave a very, very high line. I want you guys to have, unlike last season, obviously you guys are making more chances now. And obviously your big issue has been converting your chances.
Bro, don't get me wrong, when it comes to this actual specific game, like I think again with Spurs' weaknesses, like we will have opportunities. Like we'll have opportunities and it's about taking them. And like so as regards to this specific game, like everything isn't all doom and gloom. Like I'm not sitting here thinking, oh man, like do you get me? Like I think it's just over when you're starting to ask me, like, let's do the analysis on Ten Hag and this. That's when it gets a bit draining, bro. But for this game, bro, I think Spurs have got a high line. I think there's space to exploit it. Bruno, for as frustrating as he can be, he is capable of playing a pass. Do you get me? That can open up a team. So I think we will get chances. I think there will be spaces. I think there'll be opportunities for our players to score. And like I think Spurs, we know how they're going to approach the game. Like they're not going to try and sit back. They're going to try and, progress with the ball, and they're going to be quite attacking. And I think that probably will suit Man United. Like, I think it will open the game up. And then I think that will allow us again to try and like occupy certain spaces and pick passes and try to exploit their weaknesses. So I think, like as regards to this game, like I think we do have the tools to hurt Spurs. Like I think Spurs have the tools to hurt us, but I also think that we have the tools to hurt Spurs. Like so, and then again, when we're talking about positives, I think Mazraoui, I've liked how he's been playing. Like I think he's come in and like I think he's impressed me in quite a few performances. De Ligt, like obviously I think there was a lot of pressure, like, and we saw some of the mistakes when he was on national duty. And like when he was playing for the Netherlands, like there was so much like criticism and like, but I think he's come back to United and he's played well.
Why didn't he play in the 20 match? Was he just rested?
Like, I think rotation. Like rotation. Then obviously Martinez, like I think, like he's been a big talking point this season. And like obviously we know his on the ball qualities. And I think we've previously spoken that a lot of the talk regarding Martinez when he was coming into the league was his height and him being like an aerial liability. But that's not really been the problem with Martinez. I think the problems with Martinez has much more been, again, like when you're exploiting like the spaces and you're making him run into channels. And then, like sometimes like he's getting done so easily and he's been quite rash. And like I think there's been other weaknesses to Martinez's game, like as opposed to like, you know what? Like you just need to put the ball in a box and then someone's gonna dunk on him with a big header. Like so, like and then I think again, like when we're talking about Xerxes, I would like to see him play this game because again, I think against Palace, a lot of his link-up play was really good. Again, like you saw the chance he created for Garnacho, saw the chance that he created for Bruno, and him himself, like he needs to score. I was there. First game of the season, he got the winner late on the game, and bro, like I almost lost my voice. Like I was so happy for him. Like, do you get me? Like super happy for him. Like I was like, yes, that's exactly what we wanted. And since then, like the ball's just not really like gone in for him. Like some of the opportunities that he's had, he should have done better. Like, but also I do think he's been a little unlucky. But we really need to see him put the ball in the back of the net because Man United's problems with finishing chances, like,
bro.
and scoring goals, bro. It's
You
really
know what I'll
gonna
say? You know what I'll
be
say as
to our
well, man. I
detriment.
think
Yeah.
he gets a lot of criticism. What's his name, Hoyland, but he actually last season showed that he is actually quite clinical if you give him chances in the box. Which again, where I say Ten Hag's decision making, where you look at the 20 man. Oh, you don't think so? I think because he last year, a
You
lot
know
of
what?
I think he was quite when he gets the chances. His overall
When
game definitely needs a lot of work. I agree.
when he like got confident,
Mm,
like, so I think there was elements of unluckiness, but then there was also elements of, yeah, bro, like, you need to do better here. And I think obviously when that goal went in against Villa, then I think, yeah, like, he settled, and then, yeah, like, he seemed much more composed. But again, I think with Hoyland, like, right now it's still looking like it's a confidence thing. And I think what United need, like, we need players who, like, then they're like, in a bad game, in a bad
yeah,
run of form, they can put the ball in the back of the net. Like, do you get me?
yeah,
That's what we need. You know, when they're not playing well, do you get
yeah.
me?
It's
And
the
they can still,
mentality.
like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
we can't just be having purple patch players. Like, oh, you know what? My confidence is up. I've scored in the last match, and then now I go on a run. Do you get me? And then when you start going the opposite way, and maybe you've not scored for a few matches, now you're snatching at all your chances. Now you're not making the correct decisions. Now all of a sudden, all the things that you were doing well has gone out of the window. And that's the problem when you're relying on people who have purple patches, who are waiting for a run of form. And obviously, naturally, as a footballer, everyone goes through dips. Do you get me? Like, it's not all the time where you're going to be firing. But I also do believe that even when you're not playing well, I think the players who are really top players, they're able to still be effective. They're able to put the ball in the back of the net. Like, do you get me? You've seen so many players who, you know what, you're looking at it and you're thinking, yeah, he's not had a great game. Like, and you know, there's certain players where it's like the top, especially when you're talking about forward players and strikers, the top players, when they miss a real bad chance, you're backing them that, hey, man, like, if he gets that chance again,
To
done,
go. Yeah.
done. And I
Yeah.
think that's what you want. And I think the problem with United is that what we've had is, if he scores that chance, brilliant. Then he might go on a run of form, and then he might continue to score and continue to score. But if he misses, problems. Now the next chance comes, he misses again. Now the next chance comes, he misses again. He's snatching at his chances. He's being erratic. Like, do you get me? And I think that's a big problem with United. Like, I think when it comes to our finishing, like, yeah, like, I think we need people where, like, you know, we've got a confidence that, you know what, in form, out of form, like, we can bank on you
Trust
to
you.
put chances
Yeah,
away.
no, I hear it.
So,
I feel
yeah.
like the general point I was trying to make was even like, for example, even in the 20 match, but again with Ten Hag and his decision making, where you need a goal, play Xerxes and Hoyland, man. Like you're saying, like
Yeah,
maybe drop
bro.
Xerxes a little bit
Yeah,
deeper.
or try
I'm just
something
saying you
different.
got try something a bit different because really what you're doing
Yeah,
right now isn't working. But again,
yeah,
man, so I say this game for me is really about because yeah, again with Ange to give him like his credit because yeah, he came in and he stamped his authority down in terms of how he wants to play football straight away. And that was
yeah.
a big kind
Straight
of
away,
credit
bro.
that everyone gave to him. But then it
Mm-hmm.
came to a point where I think after the first 10 games of last season, like we spoke about earlier in the earlier stream, that if you look at if you actually look at their last like what I think it's like 35 games or something or 32,
Yeah, the
but yeah,
form's been
around that,
horrible.
almost a season,
Their
they're
form's been
actually
horrible,
below,
bro.
they're actually below United in
Yeah, their
terms of
form's
their
been
overall
horrible,
points.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
their form's been
like
horrible.
and again that kind of coincides with thinking that maybe people have figured you out a little bit, so maybe adapt a little bit. So again, that's where he needs to now prove too that you're going to OT, man. I remember times where like even like I think it was 2 seasons ago where I felt like the Arsenal are definitely better than United, and we still came and you guys still beat us 3-1 because again you can do that to us
Yeah, you
at
were naive.
OT. Yeah, we
You
were
were
naive.
naive as
So
well.
you can't
Yeah,
go to every
you're
stadium in the
naive.
league and just say I'm gonna play my football. It's again, it's something I always hop on just because again, like you touched on earlier, no one is saying go back to Conte football and park everyone behind the ball behind the
No.
ball. But at the same time, adapt a little bit and respect the position of who you're playing. And yeah,
Yeah,
there's gonna be 9 out of 10 games you can play your football. But then when you do play a big team away from home, don't just do I'm gonna come and because again, if you don't have bare players in them, I think you're gonna 9 times out of 10 lose. Because they're gonna
yeah.
say, yeah, we know what you're gonna do, so we're gonna just play the best way to beat you. Like
Bro, and you know
so
what it is as well, yeah? Sometimes it's about game management. So
Yeah.
sometimes you may have a philosophy, you may have an idea of how you want to play, and then the game starts and you're under the cosh. And for a little spell, you've just got to manage it correctly. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, guys, we're gonna revert back to type, but for now, we need to be sensible. Do you get me? And you see it through, and then you get things ticking again. And I think it's those little details which I think Spurs are missing. I think, and again, we're not asking you to fully change how you play. And when I say we, I'm talking about Spurs fans. Like, yeah, do you get me? But
Yeah.
I think Spurs fans, they're not asking you to fully change the way you play. I think it's more so a thing of, you know what, game management, occasion management. You're going away, the crowd's up for it, they're having a spell. All right, cool. You know what? Let's be sensible. Let's make sure that we're not trying to go toe to toe with them at this very moment. Like, you know, let's ride the storm, and then afterwards, let's get playing again.
Yeah. We
Like, do
know
you
we'll
get
get
me?
chances. Like,
Yeah,
you
we
know
know
we'll
we'll
give
get
us
chances.
chances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like let's get playing again.
Yeah.
Like, what you don't want to do is, yeah, like just be naive, and then again, like you allow the opposition to get back in the game, which obviously that's what I'm hoping for. And so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But
like
again, I think West Spurs can really hurt you guys too. And again, something they do really well is that they press really well. And again, with
yeah,
United, I'm always so uncomfortable with you guys on the ball. I feel like with Ten Hag, so much of his philosophy from my eyes has just been always off the ball. You want to keep the ball long so you can press them up high up the pitch to force turnovers to get chances. But there's not enough kind of emphasis on your build-up and how you consistently play, you understand, from start to end. So
yeah,
again, I feel
yeah,
like because of that kind of fragility, if you allow a Solanke or a Johnson or a Son to catch you guys when you're trying to do this sloppy kind of passing up from the back, or if Ugarte is going to be the deepest midfielder, how he constructs that midfield, yeah, that's what I said. Ten Hag has to be really, really smart here as well. Where I feel like it's on him. I feel like to adapt to Ange more than, because like I said earlier, we already know how Ange is going to play, how Spurs are going to play. So if he also just walks into their hands, I think it's even more silly from like a United point of view. So yeah,
yeah,
man, it should be a very, very interesting game. Be a very
yeah,
interesting one.
extremely.
Yeah.
And even on that, bro, let's get to predictions. What are you saying? What are you thinking for this match?
Yeah, again, because like we've spoken about a lot, but because with Spurs, I just feel like they will give United a chance where even if I can see Spurs going 2-0 up, and because it's OT, I can still see United coming back 2-2 because I don't have that trust in them defensively. I feel like they will give you chances. That's why I feel like I'm more leaning towards a United win or draw. I don't really see Spurs coming to OT, especially their record at OT2 is shocking. I don't know if you know the record, but I know it's really bad in terms of them actually beating you at OT. So, like again, because of that, I think I'm gonna go for a narrow because he needs this too, and I want him to stay. A 2-1 United win. I think it'll be narrow, but I think you guys will do it at home, man. I think the occasion, I think again with Rashford, that left wing, that right hand, understand? They come hand in hand, man. Where one day he has to eventually wake up, man. He has to remember that he's a Mancunian. Understand? He has to have some pride. So yeah, man. I think because of that, I'm edging towards United. I think 2-1 United is my prediction for this game. Yeah. What are you thinking, bro?
Hey man, bro, you know me. If I'm going to the game, bro, you know I'm predicting a win. You know that, bro. So if I'm going to the game, I'm predicting a win. So
well,
yeah,
hey, man,
I've
that
actually.
record is, I can't lie, it's shaky though. That 100%
Hey,
record.
bro. Hey man, bro. We just move forward and we say, you know what, bro, fam. It was funny because even at the Fulham game, literally, like we're there, and obviously, like at halftime, like I'm speaking to a few people, and one of the people that I'm speaking to, like, he's asking me about obviously, the games I've seen at Old Trafford, and we're talking, and then it's just like, oh yeah, and then he was just like, right, like, how do you go and you guys and we always win? Like, and I'm just like, hey man, like, do you get me? I don't know. And it's funny because obviously time's ticking against Fulham, and it's ticking and it's ticking, and then it's just like, rah, like what is this? Because obviously, like, yeah, we're looking at it and we're thinking, oof. But I was literally saying it, fam. It's documented, like it's on camera. I was saying it. I said, bro, we're gonna get the winner. Like, we're gonna get the winner.
As you're saying it now, say it, man.
We're gonna get
I'm
the
ready.
winner.
I'm putting on the timestamp of
Bro, we're
this
gonna get
moment
the
right
winner,
here.
man. Oh yeah, no, bro. I was saying it. I was saying it against Fulham. I said we're gonna get the winner, and then obviously we got the winner. So yeah, me going to the game, I've got to back United to get the win. So yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 win. I'm going for a 2-1 win because yeah, man.
Yeah.
Again, when I go Old Trafford, we don't lose.
Hey
That's
man,
how
let's
it
see.
goes.
Let's see how
That's
that
how it
record
goes.
holds up. Let's see how
Hey
that
man,
record holds up.
hey man, I'm praying, man. Don't let them clip me.
Hey
Don't let
man,
them
bro.
do it.
No, it's not them, bro.
Don't
It's
let them
me,
do
bro.
it. Don't
I'm gonna be
let
the
them.
one. I'm gonna be the one. It's gonna be
Bro.
me, bro.
Oh
I'll let
gosh,
you know
bro.
right now. If you see
Damn.
that clip circulating on TikTok, Instagram, all the socials, just know it was me.
Hey man. Yeah, hopefully United can get the win, man. Come on, United. And so yeah. But yeah, bro, moving on to the next game. Let's talk about Newcastle and Man City. I think obviously, I'm just gonna quickly start this off. There's been a lot of discussion regarding Man City and their injuries. Obviously, I think Pep has now confirmed fully that Rodri is out for the rest of the season, which obviously is a
did you
huge
see
blow.
the thing of like City not trying to say, the people online are saying, why are they not trying to say ACL? Like they're trying to do something, just say ligaments so they can bring him back in a month after they've injecting him with the venom.
Oh no, I never even saw that.
The
Is
people,
that what they're saying?
that was what people were saying online. It was funny.
Oh
But yeah,
gosh.
but not funny for Rodri and the injury. But yeah, so yeah, sorry. I just remembered that.
Yeah, but yeah, obviously he's out, and we've already spoken about how crucial he is to how they play. Like, Rodri is arguably City's most important player, so that's a massive blow for them. Then they're up against Newcastle, who points-wise it's not been bad,
Bro,
but performance-wise,
bro.
it has been bad. And I think a lot of Newcastle fans will say the same. Like, I think a lot of them have been frustrated with how they've played. And I think that result against Fulham, I think that was coming. Like, I think, a loss was coming like that.
Yeah.
Because, there's only a matter of time that, like, there's only so long you can get away with those performances. But again, St. James's Park, difficult place to go. Like, do you get me? Like, crazy atmosphere, the crowd, they really get up for it. And like, I think this game, like, it's one of them ones where in seasons prior, I would have looked at it and I would have thought this would potentially be very, very, very difficult for City. And prior to the Rodri injury, I was thinking, I'm not gonna lie, like Newcastle City, I expect City to get the job. And I still expect City to win, but I think the questions regarding how Pep is now going to set up in that midfield with who he's going to play, is it going to be Kovacic? Is he going to drop Gundogan deeper? Like, what's going to go on there? I think KDB as well, he's still injured. Obviously, like, we're waiting for Foden to fully get up to speed.
People are saying is what's the guy that he got from Wolves? I don't even know his name. Is he eventually gonna play Shaka Saw?
Oh, Nunez.
Nunez, yeah.
Yeah, Nunez. Yeah, like, is he gonna play? But one person who, like, I've been really impressed with, and I think we've spoken about him, is Savinho. And man, like, he's looking like a serious player. And obviously, on top of that, we've already spoken about Haaland and how sharp he's been this season. So I think City are still City. City have still obviously got a lot of tools and they're very capable of winning. Newcastle, I think surely they need to make some adjustments because they've just not been playing very well. And I think they've got much more quality than what has been displayed so far this season. And I think, I think they really need to start putting in performances. So, overall, I think the Rodri injury, KDB not being fit, I think those things do make it a little bit more difficult for City. But overall, I think Newcastle haven't convinced me enough this season for me to think that, you know what, they will take points off of City in this match. That's kind of what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like definitely the biggest talking point is Rodri being missing. Like City's like games with and without him is actually crazy. Their win rate drops from about 74% to like 62% when Rodri's not playing. So it's like
we spoken about him,
it adds that.
It's
crazy.
Bro.
It's crazy.
Different
it's crazy. How
bro.
one guy can
he's
he does everything. He does everything.
He breaks up play.
Yeah, he does everything, man.
he dictates the
Bro, he gets
tempo.
yellow cards. He don't sign the dark
Tactical
cards.
yellows,
He's mastered
dark
it.
arts.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's
You need a
physical.
what?
He
The ball
gets
comes
goals.
across the box. You need someone
Yeah.
to get that last minute winner. He'll be
Oh
there.
yeah, gets
He'll
goals.
find a
I said
way.
Champions
Yeah.
League final.
Yeah.
Champions League final.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Came
man.
through.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
he's a
he's a massive
unbelievable
miss for
player.
them. Yeah, he's a
Mm-hmm.
massive miss for them. So again, like you were saying earlier, I think that's the only thing that takes it from like it's just comfortable City win if it was like their full strength team. But then again, City fans were very excited when they brought Gundogan back because I think a lot of the rhetoric behind that was this is kind of a backup to it gives Pep more options in terms of finding a solution if Rodri isn't playing. Is the kind of I guess the idea behind that. So we'll see again if he's going to be as big a difference maker as everyone was alluding to at the start of the season. I remember it was like people weren't really show like the windows, and then Gundogan came in, and the rhetoric was, "Oh, this is City's 5-5. That's it." Gundogan coming back is a massive. So again, this is where he also needs to prove that he's as big as a purchase as the rhetoric was at the time. So I'm very interested to see what he can do to kind of mitigate that Rodri kind of hole in that midfield. Very interested in that. And then from a Newcastle point of view, in terms of them hurting City, I feel like what kind of kills this game for me too, from a Newcastle point of view, is the time. The fact that it's a 12:30 kickoff, people haven't got on the booze yet. It's not 5:30 under the lights. I feel like the atmosphere, City will just come and just kill it. They'll kill it even more. Where they'll just come and just pass the ball around, and eventually I feel like the crowd will also die. I think that's also a massive factor in these type of games. The time that it actually is in the night and how up for it the fans are. But again, the fans also always react to what the players show them. Newcastle have been sleeping this whole season so far. If they eventually wake up, bro, we were talking this summer about Isak, 150 million. Arsenal need to break the bank to get this guy again. This is why the benefit of playing for a Newcastle compared to playing for like an Arsenal. Because if he had this start of the season at Arsenal, the noise would be ridiculous. But again, right now he can kind of go under the radar.
Though, I don't necessarily think it's just been his fault though.
Yeah, it hasn't been his fault, but I also think he hasn't performed. Like him individually.
Yeah. I hear
For the
you.
name and what we talk about him as, he's a difference maker completely. I don't think he's performed yet this season, so he also needs to wake up. So again, Newcastle eventually they need to, if they can wake up too. I would love to come here and say this is the type of game where I think City, because we need City to start dropping points. Right now, we're still 2 points behind them. So I'm always on the lookout for the teams that can potentially do something against them. And Newcastle, like you said, like if it was last year or a couple years ago definitely, I would be a lot more like, oh, okay, this is a big enough threat. But based on what we've seen from them this season, like it's too much of a leap to say I expect them to really put our glove on City. I think they'll make it tough for City because like how we played where Newcastle also very good at putting every man behind the ball and just trying to hit you on the break. And I feel like that's what they will also try to do to City too. So it's also on City to kind of, because the one criticism City got from the Arsenal game was a whole 45 minutes against 10 men. And it took a last minute deflect to kind of go for you guys to actually break them down, regardless of everyone behind the ball. So they also need to show now that they can also break down these type of teams that can show that we're gonna lock it down. And I think Newcastle are capable of playing in that way. So I think that's what makes it. It won't be an easy game for City because of the Rodri missing and because of how Newcastle will approach it. But I do think City will just edge it and it'll be a win for them in the end. So yeah. I don't know if you want to go with your prediction first for this one.
Yeah, I've gone 3-1 City.
You've gone 3-1 City. I've gone 2-1 City. So yeah, I think they'll win, but I think it might just be marginal.
Okay.
So yeah, 2-1 City for me.
Nice. And on to the next fixture. Hey man, we spoke about them last week. We spoke about a certain Mr. Jackson.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Jackson.
We gave him his credit. And obviously, like, I was seeing people calling this like the transfer derby. Like,
the Caicedo derby, bro.
Yeah, that Caicedo derby. That's another one I've heard as well.
Yeah.
Like obviously,
There's a little rivalry. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's financial. Maybe Chelsea are tired of paying Brighton all this money. There's a little bit of tension there. I think it's also the Brighton admins too. These guys are crazy sometimes after Chelsea results. So I think there's some Chelsea fans and Brighton. Yeah, there's a little bit of tension there. So yeah, go on, sir.
But yeah, I think this is going to be like a really interesting match because I think Chelsea, obviously, that last performance against West Ham, like, I think their fans will be extremely happy with that. And we've spoken about a lot of their attacking talent. And yeah, if they're able to find the right combinations and if they're able to get things to click, then they definitely can be a dangerous team. And we also spoke about their need for someone who can put the ball in the back of the net. And if Jackson continues to step up, then yeah, man, Chelsea, they can be a real problem this season. So yeah, going into this game, I think Chelsea will be confident, but also at the same time, Brighton are definitely the type of team that can come to your ground and cause an upset. Like, and I think, yeah, this Brighton team is dangerous.
So I even mean what I said, bro, Brian can spoil the party, man. Because this week,
Yeah,
Chelsea
bro.
fans, they've been getting a lot of positivity.
Yeah.
More than they've got for the last few
Mm-hmm.
years. So again, they also need the consistency. And yeah, Brighton are definitely capable, like you're saying.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think for Chelsea, I think this is going to be an important game as regards to, okay, you know what, starting to see consistency within your performances. And we've spoken about lineups a lot in this stream as regards to what players are going to be playing. Like, and I think regarding Chelsea starting lineup, I think we've had discussions regarding what's their strongest attack, like who should play where. And I think right now we're looking at Jackson and we're looking at Palmer thinking, you know what, they are like quite nailed on at the moment. Then obviously there's Madueke, there's Nkuku, there's João Felix, there's Pedro Neto. Like they've got a lot of attacking talent there. So I think even just Sancho as well. So even from like just the starting lineup, it'll be interesting to see what Maresca's thinking as regards to, okay, you know what, this is his go-to team. So yeah, like I think this will be a big fixture for Chelsea because I think Brighton will definitely come to Stamford Bridge and they are going to play their football, they're going to play their game, and they're going to cause them problems. And I think this will be a key indicator as regards to their progress. And yeah, like Chelsea, they would want to be seeing things to continually click, not just attacking wise, but also defensively. Like I think defensively, like there's been a lot of criticism regarding Chelsea, and I think yeah, they would want to continue to see improvements, and in that midfield as well, because I think Caicedo, he's come under a lot of criticism. Obviously, the price tag, he's facing his former team, and he started to put in performances. Like yeah, like he's starting to play well, and I think yeah, they would want to see that continue. They would want to see things to like keep going in that trajectory, and then yeah, like Chelsea again, they can really be a big threat. Like I think again, because you're looking at these teams, like you're looking at United, you're looking at Spurs, and you're thinking, yeah, you know what, like they're there for the taking. Like, do you get me?
Yeah,
Like,
that fourth
yeah,
spot battle.
position
I think
wise,
Villa are the
yeah.
one that are
I
the
was just about to
just
say
ahead of
Villa.
everyone.
I
Yeah,
was just about to say
consistency-wise,
Villa are the team that look like, you
Yeah.
know what, last season, from what everything that happened last season, they started the season like, yeah, we are who we think we are. Like that's what they're trying to say. Like, yeah, no, this
and the other
just a
guys have to
little.
prove themselves.
Yeah, and I
United
think
and
that's what it
Spurs,
is. Yeah, I think United have to
Yeah.
prove themselves, Spurs have to prove themselves, Chelsea have to
Yeah.
prove themselves, and I think
Yeah.
Villa, again, it's a small sample size and it's a long season, so Villa still have a lot to prove as regards to, okay, can you handle Champions League football
Definitely.
and sustain a high Premier League position? That's going to be the challenge for them. But so far, they've started the season very well. So yeah, I think in and around that fight for fourth, like, do you get me? Those positions in and around fourth, fifth, sixth, I think, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And I think Chelsea, they're going to be looking at it and they're going to be thinking, you know what? Like, one game at a time, one win at a time. And then before you know it, you're looking at the table and you're thinking, oh, we're here. So, yeah. So, overall, like, I think this has the makings for a really good game. What are your thoughts on it, bro?
Yeah, no, I agree, man. This is another one of the games this weekend that I'm really looking forward to because I think last week what I liked about Chelsea versus West Ham is I felt like Chelsea did what I kind of do criticize Ange for in terms of they went to West Ham and they said we might have better players than you, but they sat back a bit deeper and they hit them on the counter. So they played them the best way to beat West Ham on the day. And again, I think this is another game where they need to kind of do the same thing. Where we saw Brighton against United at the start of the season, where they also come with this crazy high line. So I also think, again, I expect Chelsea to kind of look at what Brighton, their weaknesses, and Maresca to capitalize on that. and not also just now be trying to go crazy, because where they were looking crazy at the start of the season is, even as exciting as the Wolves game was, I think that kind of football can go either way when it's just too erratic and it goes back and forth too much. I think on another day against another team who's more clinical, you can lose. I think I'm always someone who I prefer the football where in general you're in control of the game and then you then make the chances when you want to make them, rather than you're going machine for machine with a team. So I think because Maresca showed me he can do that last game, I expect him to do something similar again this game. But if he doesn't, is where I then think Brighton's threat can also now be a big problem, because I'm also still not convinced with Chelsea defensively. Because again, last game, like they were again, like I said, a bit deeper. It wasn't as exposed. But then I think when they're actually under pressure more consistently, like I think that's when cracks start to show. That's when you start to see Sanchez maybe flapping at stuff. You start to see defenders making mistakes. So I think that's still the question mark with Chelsea in this one, where Brighton are good enough going forward that how do they withstand that pressure? Like in terms of how they approach it, in terms of the players they have on the pitch and how Maresca actually sets them up. So I think I'm very interested to see what he does there. I think another big factor in this game is I was reading, I saw the comment from Caicedo where he said he felt that Chelsea fans were attacking him. And it kind of alluding to what you were saying earlier, where he says it was hard for me because I prefer to play away than at home because the Chelsea fans were attacking me. Obviously, when he first came in because of the price tag. And I say that because I think also Chelsea being at home is also a little factor in this one, that they've also, their relationship with the fans at home actually hasn't been that great, where they actually seem to even do a bit better playing away from home. So this is where I think Chelsea always need to show that they can also build that home record that you need to be one of the teams that are comfortably in the top four or like towards the top of the league, because all of them teams will barely drop points at home. And I feel like that's where they've also been slacking last season, and they also need to start to show that they can also build consistency in that way too, in terms of picking up these home performances against these type of teams. So I think that's a little factor in this one too. That again, all of that said, I still think, to give my prediction to kind of get into it, I think I still see Chelsea edging it, and this is like me starting to give Chelsea more respect. But again, in this game, they now come and drop points. I'm going back to my hating ways next week, and I'm going to know that you guys aren't serious. But as of this game, I think I have Chelsea just edging it. So I think I'm going for a 2-1 Chelsea win in this one. Yeah. Don't know what your prediction is for this game.
Bro, I'm literally the same. I think I've had what's our predictions been so far?
So so 2-1 United for the first game. Then I went 2-1 City, you went 3-1 City. So that one's different there. And I guess we're both going 2-1 Chelsea in this game. Be different, bro. You don't think a draw?
That's what I'm thinking.
You don't think a draw or 3-1 Chelsea? You know, Chelsea, they got goals in them now.
Look at you. Let me look at my other predictions. You know what? Let's go 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. All right, cool. I'm gonna lock in that 2-1 Chelsea, because and Brighton too. I know João Pedro's also out, which I think is a really big miss for them too. Because again, I think he's been like a really critical player for them so far this season, but he just looks like he's struggling to stay on the pitch. Which unfortunately, I think the last one was even not his fault. I don't know if you saw the tackle by Gibbs White, and I didn't think the tackle was great. So I know even on that, before we leave Brighton, it's funny seeing the Brighton manager already talking about the refs, talking about, if you get a red card for this, you're gonna send up a lot of coaches. But when it was us this time last month, he was telling us when Rice got sent off, it's a red. Listen to the refs. All of these guys get found out eventually, bro. Because they all come to the same consensus that these refs are L's, and eventually they're gonna come and get you as well. So I just wanted to just laugh on that a little bit, even though I like Brighton, but I just found that a bit funny seeing him already complaining about the refereeing. Like, I was like, it didn't take you long, did it? It didn't take you long.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. But yeah. Actually, bro, you know what? Yeah. Can we revisit a prediction after we've done all of us?
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Go on.
I'm a 2-1 it for now. Then if the others are looking too samey, then I'm gonna come back and change it.
Oh, you're under pressure. You weren't trying to risk the 3-1.
Nah, you know what it is, bro. I've already written, I've already wrote down my predictions, and I had 2-1 Chelsea in it. But also, I don't want to just be doing the same predictions as you. You already predicted the same thing for me when United are playing, which was actually a bit surprising because I never thought you would predict a United win.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, we'll see what the other ones are saying. Do you get me?
Cool. Come.
But yeah. And on to the next game, bro. We have got Arsenal and Leicester. So obviously, bro, you're coming off the back of a 2-2 draw at the Etihad
Yep.
and midweek as well. And this is actually something that I quickly wanted to speak about because
Oh yeah, go on.
I saw obviously your starting lineup against Bolton, and it was actually stronger than I thought it would be. And I
Really?
looked at it, yeah, it was stronger. Like obviously, and it does
Even
make
with our
sense.
16-year-old goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I think that was more of a thing of out of like circumstance, which fair play to him, because to be 16 and to be playing in goal is but I think that was out of circumstance. But I think obviously with even, and I understand obviously because Saka didn't play the second half against City, but yeah, like Saka playing, like that was surprising, like initially, but then obviously, like I said, maybe Arteta was looking at it and was just like, you know what, you missed out on a half of football. We want to make sure you're sharp. But yeah, Rice, like, and I was looking at it and I was thinking, you know what? Because bro, we've spoken about it and we'll continue to speak about it. You know me, bro. I'll try to be as fair as possible when it comes to analysis. Do you get me? I've given Arsenal, their dues when it comes to, their defense. Like we spoke about the Spurs game. I told you what I thought was going to happen. It happened, etc. We've done all of that, bro. Bro, this season, bro, you lot can't walk out without no trophy.
No,
Don't let it happen. You
I
can't
agree.
walk
I
out with
agree.
no, bro. If you walk out without any trophy, bro, we will be here, bro.
Nah,
We'll
bro,
be.
I'll take
So
it.
all of this talk,
Pause.
like, do you get again?
Yeah.
I'll be fair. I'll say, yeah, you know what? I'll try to give fair analysis again. Like I don't, bro. Let you lot finish this season without any trophies, bro. Oh, bro, the discussions we'll have.
No. And if we do pick up a
The
trophy, make sure you're
discussions we'll
also
have.
there.
Bro,
Make sure
yeah,
you're
bro.
also
You
there.
know me, I'll be fair, bro. If Arsenal come and and again, I think it's one of them ones where when it comes to trophies, obviously the big one for you guys is the Prem, and then obviously there's the champs as well. And I think ultimately those are the trophies that Arsenal want to see their team win at the end of the season. But when you're also looking at the domestic cups, again, I think it's so important not to underestimate how influential they can be for a team that's trying to get a winning mentality as regards to, you know what, like we've got medals around our necks, like we're getting used to the feeling. But two, a lot of the time that can be the platform for you to go on and do greater things. Like, and we've seen it so many times in history. Like, and I think this is even something that like will be good to talk about properly at another time. Do you get me? I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, there's so many teams who they've used a trophy like that to like spur them on. Like we've seen them do it one season. Catapult them. Like, do you get me? Even City, I remember 2011, they beat us in the FA Cup semi-final, and then they went on to win the FA Cup. And then obviously the next season, 2012, we all know what happened with Aguero, and they won the title. And there's so many different examples of teams like using those trophy wins to catapult them to greater success. And I think Arteta, he's got to deliver a trophy now. We're not trying to hear all of this, you know what, we're focusing on the league, so we're throwing away the FA Cup, we're throwing away the League Cup. It's like, no, that's not what top teams do. So if you're trying to establish yourself as a top team, then you need to be competing for everything. Because I said it, we've spoken about Liverpool.
Man. I thought this was going to be a nice little chill weekend
bro,
against Leicester.
No, bro.
I'm working this come and talk about playing Leicester.
No, we've spoken about it, bro. I've said it as well. Liverpool, in all their title races with City, they left with something, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get me? 18-19, they won the Champions League. 21-22, they won the FA Cup and the League Cup. And then last season, when they fell off towards the end, they won the League Cup, bro. Like, they win silverware.
Yeah.
Arsenal can't afford Arteta again for all the compliments that he's received as regards to his managing and stuff. That's all nice. You need to deliver at the end of the season. You need to be, because right now, again, you've got the FA Cup, and we don't take that away from Arsenal as regards to, I mean, you don't take that away from Arteta as regards to, him winning the trophy. But with, they need to get silverware. Like, because this group of players, like this team that he's built, they've not won anything. Like,
no,
so
I therefore agree.
So I'll say that. But going on to the Leicester game, Yeah, man, I see this being quite comfortable. I can't lie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like,
bro.
do
You
you
know
get
what
me?
is? Yeah,
I
I need a
wanna,
weekend like this. I need a weekend.
yeah,
Like,
like,
I think I deserve a weekend like this, bro.
like,
We
yeah,
went to Villa away. We played Villa away, Brighton at
Mhm.
home. We went to Spurs away. We went to City away, and now we get a Leicester at home. And I think we deserve it, man. Like,
Yeah,
I think that's one thing that I think I didn't really appreciate when it comes to like when you're competing for like a league or this when the stakes are so high, bro. That it's like every single game there's so much pressure, and it's just nice to have a game week where you just kind of you expect Arsenal to comfortably win this. So you're just like, you know what, let's just do our job, do we were meant to do our job, and then we can enjoy the rest of the weekend. This is the type of fixture where we drop points here, I'm Arteta out. I'll say it here because that would be crazy. You know how I've spoken about Leicester
man, I
as well.
need this clip, man.
Hey
This will be
man, flip it
beautiful.
up, bro.
I
Flip it
need this
up,
clip.
bro.
This will be
Flip it up.
beautiful.
Flip it
This
up,
would be
bro. This is
beautiful.
not the
Oh
days of
gosh.
Mustafi, Socrates, and some Vardy. We're not scared of you, bro. We're not scared of you.
Bro.
You're getting there in
Ooh,
age,
and
bro.
you're calling out Vardy as well.
Bro,
Oh,
you don't have the pace the way you
hey,
used to have the
confidence.
pace.
Confidence.
Like, you don't have it
Hey,
no more,
man.
bro. We got Gabriel.
Yeah. Funny things can happen in football, bro.
You're trying to run off, drag you by your
Bro,
head, bro.
funny things can happen in football, you know.
Nah, I know.
I remember when you were speaking about.
I know.
I remember when you're speaking about the Brighton game, bro. You're very confident, and then things
the red
happen,
card.
and hey, things happen, and all of a sudden you drop points. Hey, man.
It's true.
But we'll be there. No, keep the same
Yeah,
energy.
yeah, no. Of course.
Like it.
That's
I
the
like
energy in it. That's the energy.
Yeah.
So again, the big question in this game is, like we said, we've had tough games. So our job has been to defend and get what we can from these tough games. Now we're playing a team that we're expected to beat. So this is now where we're gonna now see how Arteta also solves the Odegaard hole. That's also in our team. The same way they're missing Rodri right now, we're missing Odegaard. Understand? So we now need to show that we have the creativity that we can.
So Odegaard's not out for this season, though.
Oh yeah, of course he's not. Yeah, he's not. But I never said he was out. I'm saying he's out for the next few weeks. So yeah. I wasn't saying he's out.
When you say Rodri, I say, hey, fam.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying we have injuries too. We would like to say Arsenal get injured. We have injuries too. So now Arteta has to now find a solution. Again, the one that will be shocking to us all is if he actually says, Nwaneri, you're doing something, but I don't see him starting. I think it's too far from where Arteta is. Even
what about Sterling?
Starting where?
I'm asking, bro.
He's not starting. He's not starting. Let's be serious. No, he's not starting. He did well against Bolton, but yeah, he's not starting. But so again,
he'll Martinelli.
Martinelli will start. It'll probably be the same. I think it's just about what I think it will be Rice. I haven't actually thought, but I'm thinking about it right now. It'll be Rice, Partey. Then I think he might do a Havertz and Trossard or Havertz and Jesus, something like that. I think he would probably play Havertz like a 10. I think he'll do something like that because I think Nwaneri will come off the bench. I don't think he will start him in this game. No, not Arteta. That's like the person he is. Even the Bolton game, I was shocked, bro. When I saw our 16-year-old goalkeeper, I said, I know Arteta told Gabriel and Saliba, protect him. Do not concede. Oh, no, he didn't. I didn't actually play. It was Kivior and who was sending back? Oh, Calafiori. Yeah, man, protect this kid. So, yeah, unfortunately, he made a mistake and conceded a goal. But, yeah, it was nice to see him playing. Lewis Skelly, he looks like a serious player. Zinchenko, his days might be numbered now. So, again, expect him to start getting more minutes. Nwaneri, very, very good full debut from him. Very excited to see where he goes, like in the Arsenal team. He looks like he's the next up. Our next Saka's led the path, and now these guys are coming through. So I think they're gonna get more and more minutes, but I don't think they're gonna be starting any of these kind of Premier League games anytime soon. So I'm very interested to see how Arteta solves that Odegaard issue. But again, I think it should be a comfortable win. There's not really too much to really get into in this one. I think that's kind of my thoughts. I don't know if you want to add anything before we get into predictions.
Nah, bro.
No.
Arsenal should win. I expect them to win.
Yeah. My prediction for this one, I'll go first on this. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal.
It was different from mine. I'm going 3-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, I thought you might. I was thinking that, but again, because I'm also not sure about us scoring that many goals, I need to see it if I believe it that we have those goals in us. But yeah, I'm going 2-0. Should be comfortable, but yeah, 2-0.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
And moving on to the next game, we have got Liverpool and Wolves. So yeah, bro, do you want to start us off with your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, the slot machine it's been hitting right now, man. It's been hitting every time Last time we question him, he's delivering because their start to the season has been crazy. So you have to give full
bro.
credit. But I also know that gambling is a sin. So eventually, and we all know that a house always wins. So this slot machine, eventually, one day it's not going to be his day, but it's not today, unfortunately for Wolves. Because I know they're hungry right now. They've been scrapping. They saw Chelsea lacking. They thought at halftime we might catch them. Finally eat this season. They didn't eat. They played well against Villa. 1-0 up. They thought, oh, this is going to be our first points of the season. Are we going to eat? They didn't eat again. And unfortunately for them, I think this is just the worst game for them to have coming off the form that they're in now, right now. I think last season they actually put up a good game against Liverpool where they actually started off really well. And I think it was when Liverpool were going through their phase of conceding the goal in the first half and then coming out in the second half and then dominating the game. So I think they had a very good account for themselves, but I think right now, the way Liverpool are playing, I just can't see anything other than Liverpool winning this one, unfortunately, for Wolves. I rate Wolves. I was even thinking, too, another video that we should do in the future, bro, we should, rank the Premier League managers. Because I feel like Gary O'Neill, to me, he's, under the ladder of manager when I think of, a Marco Silva. And then where I think, a Marco Silva is when, West Ham were looking for a manager, I thought that's the kind of guy you go and get because he's shown his football in the Prem also, and he can step up to a club of that caliber. And then a Gary Neville too. I think that might be an interesting kind of conversation we should actually have in terms of the managers in terms of movement of managers around the league, in terms of where they could actually go to in terms of their potential or what we think about them as managers. So I really rate Gary O'Neill, but I think it's been a very tough start to the season. I think they'll bounce back. I think they're definitely better than other teams that they're competing that are in that bottom of the league kind of position. So eventually it will click. But I think in this game, I think it'll be a comfortable Liverpool win. So I'm actually going. I've gone back and forth with my prediction on this one, but I think I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Liverpool win in this one.
Okay.
2-1. I was gonna go more, but again, I think because of Wolves' form, I feel like they're gonna give Liverpool a tough game, but I think they'll eventually still be undone. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool on this one. My prediction.
Yeah, man. I think first and foremost, I want to give credit to Slot because I think to come into a new league and obviously to take over from Klopp, there's a lot of pressure, and I think he's had a really good start to the season.
Oh wait, sorry, 1 second, bro. I'm revising my thing right now. I see breaking news. Wolves have a virus going around, plus injuries could be peak for them. I'm gonna just say 3-1 to Liverpool. But God, don't even add that in. 3-1 Liverpool. I still think they can get a goal, depending on how bad that virus is and who's missing. But I want to see they'll get a goal. So go on, bro. Sorry to cut you off.
I think Liverpool Slot, he started the season very well. I think what's even been quite impressive again is them losing to Forest and the way they've bounced back. I think, that's something that you always want to see with a manager. You want to see, okay, you know what? You started well, you've come to Old Trafford, you've won convincingly, and it's convincingly, and then it's okay, you know what? When you do have a setback, how do you react? And I think, they've reacted very well and got their win, Champions League, got their win, so it's been a good reaction. And I think, Slot, again, very impressive. And this match, I see Liverpool winning. I think we've spoken about, a lot of their key players, how much I rate Trent. Salah, he's come back and he's doing what Salah does. Van Dijk looking really good. I think overall, the Liverpool team, I think that they're looking really smooth. So man, I can't see past the Liverpool win. I am going to go for. I put 2-0 down on my predictions. I am going to go. I'm gonna go 3.
You're gonna go 3-0. Bro, I see this one too, man. What I can't say his name. I think you can say his name.
Mosquera,
okay, Mosquera ACL too. He's their best defender. I don't know. Is that the guy that was touching Gabriel's bum? I don't know if it's him, but that's a big miss for them. But I think for that, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna make one more change. I think to close it in. I think I'm gonna lock in 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0.
I'm gonna lock in 2-0 Liverpool for this one.
Cool. Cool. And bro, going on to our final fixture. I think this is a really interesting game. Brentford versus West Ham. Now, like, I'll start off with this fixture because I think West Ham, they've had a disappointing start to the season. We spoke about Liverpool and Slot and how they've started, but yeah, with West Ham and Lopetegui, it has not been great at all. Like, it's not been great. And I've seen a few things from West Ham supporters where they seem to be quite frustrated because, you know, like, I think there was a lot of West Ham supporters that were grateful for what Moyes had done, but ultimately they were like, you know what, for us to progress like how we want to progress, he needs to go. Like, we want to see a more entertaining style of football. We don't want to be as negative. And it seems like, from what I'm hearing from a few West Ham fans, Lopetegui has come in and they've not seen much change. And I think that's what's really frustrating them. So, yeah, I think pressure is already starting to really grow onto Lopetegui. And I think with the transfer window that they've had, and we've spoken about this a lot, they've signed some good players. They've made some really good additions. And I think, yeah, they should be like much better than what they've currently been. Like, and granted, obviously, they have had, you know, to face City, they face
Yeah,
Chelsea.
they've had. I think they statistically
Like,
they've had one of the hardest starts to the
yeah,
season.
like, granted, yeah. So I think, yeah, they now really need to start picking up points and wins. So yeah, I think this is a big game. And then obviously Brentford, man. Like, I think Brentford, they're a good team. Like, they're a team that can cause a threat. Like, again, we've spoken about Mbuemo. Like, yeah, and like, I think they're a team where, you know, especially when you're going away to them, like, you're not expecting an easy game at all. And so yeah, I think this fixture, like, is really interesting because I think West Ham, for the quality that they've got, like, they really need to be playing better. Like, they really need to be playing better. So yeah, what are your thoughts, bro?
You know what is the first thing I wanted to say, man, because I've been seeing a lot of that Moyes kind of conversation in terms of Moyes. They wanted him out and then they brought in Lopetegui. I also wanted to say, on the West Ham fans' point of view, I also think they're being gaslit as well, man. I don't like when people make those kind of black and white arguments that, oh, you look at what you wish for, you wanted Moyes out and then you got Lopetegui. I don't think it's that simple either. I think you could
no.
I think
When
you
I
could
was
have not
speaking,
wanted. I know I'm not saying you. I've said
yeah,
that
no,
for the
I was,
sake of what I'm saying.
yeah, no. When I was speaking, yeah, I was just even clarifying. When I was speaking, I was talking about, like, I wasn't talking about the agenda that other fans are running. I was talking about the disappointment from West Ham fans themselves, where they're saying, like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't think they regret their views necessarily about Moyes and them wanted him out. I think they still believe it. I think some of them, they're just quite concerned that, you know what, we just didn't necessarily get the right person to replace him. I think that's what they're concerned about.
No, I hear it.
Yeah, I don't think they're necessarily thinking, oh, you know what, Moyes should have never have left.
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
think they're looking at it and they're thinking, you know what, I don't think Lopetegui was necessarily the man to replace him. Obviously, there's still quite a bit of the season to go. We'll see if he can turn it around. But initially, it looks like that's what their concern is.
No. When I said West Ham fans, I'm saying as if I was a West Ham fan, I'm speaking. I don't like what I'm seeing the rivals do.
From, like, the agenda from everyone
people who
else.
are making that agenda. I think it's disingenuous because you can want Moyes out and you can say that there is also a right guy that can come in with this team that can do better. So again, we spoke about it when we were gassing up their transfer window. We said the one unknown that I don't know about, because again, I wasn't watching Lopetegui at Wolves. I don't know what he's really done. I don't know about him as a factor in all of this in terms of how West Ham play and what happened. So that's one that I have an eye on to see whether he can also turn it around. And is he going to be the guy? Because ultimately, it's still very early in the season. The sample size is tiny. There's definitely no time now to be saying get him out, or I think it's still too early for all of those conversations. But he's definitely under pressure. This is definitely a massive game for him. And I think this is one of the worst kind of games that a manager under pressure would want to catch themselves, because there's one thing, Brentford to do. Brentford can frustrate you, bro. They can say, we don't even care if we win this match or not. Okay, we're gonna finish what we're gonna finish in this table in this season. Our fans know what it is, but we know that you need something from us, and they're gonna be extra stush. So I feel like that's the worry for West Ham in this game. That
and they've got a good attacking threat themselves as well.
But they do. But then West is out for like 2 months, so that's a big miss.
Yeah, I know it is.
So massive miss for them.
Mbuemo, man,
he is. But again, you want more than just Mbuemo too. I
hear that, bro.
Yeah, you want more than just Mbuemo. So I think that definitely blunts their threat. I agree. I think if they had like a whistle or two in this game, then I'm extra worried for West Ham. But because of that, him not being there, I think they're still a threat, but definitely not as big a threat as they would have been
Mm-hmm.
in previous seasons, is what I'm saying. So
I hear
yeah,
that.
man. So yeah, Lopetegui needs to be very, very careful. I think it's gonna be a very cagey match. It's very, very hard to call. I think it's gonna be very, very tight, but he needs
Mm.
this. This is them games where he needs. So
Mm.
boy, yeah, I just wanted to kind of add that. That's my 2 pence in this game. So bro, you kick us off with a prediction in this one. Where do you see this one going?
Bro, again, I think you've spoken about Lopetegui and he needs this.
Mm,
And because of that, I am going for a 2-1 win for West
mm,
Ham. And I think this was a really, really difficult game to call because I actually really wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-1 Brentford.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah,
yeah, like
yeah,
I was really looking at it and I was thinking, oof. And you know what? It's sometimes it's like when you're thinking, oh, the easiest thing to do is just go for the draw.
yeah. And
But
yeah.
yeah, I've just gone for West Ham just like
I
for
hear
them
it.
to edge
I
it.
hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it. This is a risky one, isn't it? Because I am
Mhm.
so tempted for that draw. So
Mm,
tempted. That 1-1 is just, I don't know why it's screaming to me
mm,
that's something that West Ham gonna be able to do it. But because again, like he needs this. He needs it. And they have a good team,
mm,
man. If they can get
mhm,
Kudus, they can get Paqueta hasn't had a great start to the season. If he can wake up, if Bone
mhm,
can wake up. So I think that's where my kind of thinking is that they have a big enough threat that he just
mm.
needs to get them the right chances. But can Brentford hold out? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 2-1 team. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham too. I feel like hopefully the other
Because
differentials will make up because this one is too big a risk to take. So yeah,
because
we'll definitely learn a lot more about after
mhm,
this game because he's gonna be under severe pressure if they're to drop any points. So
mhm,
it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens in this one.
mhm.
Yep.
Cool, bro. And yeah, man, that rounds up the predictions and the fixtures that we'll be discussing this week, bro.
Mm,
So I think it's that time to talk about FPL.
FPL. Let me get that ready. Get that ready. Good. Over there. And then we're gonna put this up, which is my mic a little bit. So this is how FPL was looking after the last game week, bro. Don't know if you know what, you kick us off in this one. What were your thoughts in FPL? How was it for you from your side?
So yeah, I think there's a few key things. I think Rogers again, I've
Mm,
had him in my team from the beginning. Like I've rated him as a player for a while, and I was thinking, you know what? Like, surely you must start returning. And yeah, he finally got his return. So
mm,
yeah, that was nice to see. Obviously, quite a few people have him now, so it's not as much of a differential as I would have wanted it to be. But yeah, it was nice that he got his return. Um, Palmer, obviously, yeah, he got his goal in the Chelsea win. I think he's always a threat. And then Konsa, Villa conceded, but then
oh yeah.
yeah, he got the goal, and I think yeah, like that was a big one. But oh, bro, the thing that frustrated me the most was
What?
that Palace United game and you lot that have
Mm.
Henderson, bro, like those
Oh, we were
picks,
eating.
they were so unnecessary because
We were
they just
eating,
shouldn't
man.
have. It shouldn't have been a thing, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, it just shouldn't have. Like, it just shouldn't have.
Mm.
They, like, it just shouldn't have.
Oh,
So
the
I think
glorious draw.
that
Mm.
was really annoying. Like, I think
Mm.
yeah, that was really annoying. But yeah, overall, it was a calm week. It
Yeah.
was a calm week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I think whenever you do better than the average, that's always
Mm,
a good indication that it's been a decent week. Because
mm,
yeah, I think one of my obviously one of our boys he did a calculation based on last season on a couple of different leagues. On average, I think that if you get like at least 63 points, that should put you towards the top of your kind of league on average every game week. So we'll see that as
okay.
like a base benchmark, like to see what's gonna
Okay.
happen this season. So, but in terms of my team, yeah, no, I agree. Rogers, this was his last chance, bro. He was this close to being removed from my team. I said, this is the last opportunity that you're gonna have, and yeah, he
Mm,
eventually did pull through for me. So yeah,
mm,
he came through. Yeah, Salah did what Salah needed to do. Eze is the
mhm.
one that man. This guy, he's in that last chance saloon now. And
Yeah.
he's replaced Rogers for that yeah, you are also one game week away from being taken out of my team because yeah, he's frustrating me. Gordon too
Mhm.
hasn't had the greatest start. That's Newcastle as a whole team.
Mhm.
They haven't had the greatest start. Yeah, man. I went for the risk, man. I said, let me bring my bro in Ketia in. You know, the defense is in trouble. I thought, hey, man, United will give you chances. It didn't work out, but it's okay because I still think my front three is more of a longer term plan. So I'm okay with it for just this game week, even though I thought he would return. The big disappointment for me in this one was Smith Rowe on the bench. I thought that Newcastle game. I thought Newcastle, you know what, they're gonna have to wake up eventually, man. And I thought Fulham as much, I rate Fulham, man. I love my Haaland boys, but I said I think they're gonna struggle in this game. But nah, they cooked them, so I'm not gonna be making that mistake again. So yeah, he's just on my bench, just wasting away, man. It's like like an alcoholic when you just see alcohol just being put in the street and you just want to have a little. Yeah, that's how I am with that one. So unfortunately, missed out on all of those points. But yeah, like you said, decent game week. Can't really complain. So yeah, we move on to the next one. Then in terms of how the league is looking and how the person who's currently the league leader, have to give the credit to Vinny Vici. Smashed it this week on 86 points. Did very well. Looking at his team, I remember seeing this guy's team thinking, why does this guy have so many defenders? And bro, it worked out for him, man. That 5 at the back is dangerous. So yeah, he definitely cleaned up. Did very well. Diaz, I have to give him credit for that. He saw the Diaz move that a lot of people maybe didn't see at the start of the season because he's been cooking for him. So that was a very good differential for him. And all in all, very good week by him. I was telling you guys earlier that Vinny Vici and D Dragons, there's some offline rivalry there. So I had to just stay in the middle of them this week and so I make sure that they're apart because they obviously when you had a good week in this one too. So yeah, man, the league is looking very tight, man. If you look, obviously, Osman's like 10 points ahead of me, and then after that, like from second to pretty much sixth, it can change if you make the right captain. So yeah, man. So anyone who's not currently in the FPL kind of league, remember that the code is in the description below. Join in. If you're doing well, we'll shout you out. If I see anything crazy, I'll shame you. But yeah, man. So that's just the FPL segment for this week, bro.
Thanks for that, bro. Also, I noticed you brought in Havertz as well. Finding your Arsenal player.
I'm starting to. I told you. I told you the strategy was I'll start loading them in. I'm trying to get through the disgusting fixture list that we had. So yeah, you expect to see a lot more Arsenal players in my team going forward. So
I hear you, bro. Yeah, man. Hey, man. There's a lot of football this weekend. Obviously, some big fixtures. Like I said, I'll be going to Old Trafford on Sunday, and yeah, man. United win. Just
I'm
win.
eating regardless, man.
Just win.
Regardless.
Just win. Do you get me? So it's like I know my enemies, they're preying on my downfall.
Man, just seeing your 2-ups battling it out. This is lovely. What a weekend, man.
They're preying on my downfall. But yeah, United win. Like I said, when I go to Old Trafford, United win. So we're trying to keep that up. United, you know what to do. I'll be outside. Afterwards, I'll be recording my video, making the content. Do you get me? So United to get the win. But yeah,
bro, speaking into existence.
But bro, I'll say it again and again and again and again, bro. So yeah, man. Hey, man. But yeah, man. Hey, big game in all seriousness.
Massive game, man.
For Ange, for Erik Ten Hag, big game. Big game. So yeah.
But again, man, for that battle for top four, we're gonna learn a bit more about who's really trying to grab it. Because first come away from home and take points from your stadium. Hey, man, it's looking spooky.
That's a big win for them. Yeah, all of a sudden that can really like be like a kickstart to their season. Like, I think that would be a massive result. But obviously, we're not trying to see that happen. So yeah, man.
Hey, I don't mind. Whatever happens.
Hey, man. Damn, look at you, bro. Hey, just obviously, I already said United. I mean Arsenal to get that. What I think comfy 3-0 win against Leicester. But bro, don't let there be any slip ups, bro.
I know.
Bro. But yeah,
I regret nothing.
I hear you, bro. Hey, man, sometimes you just gotta speak with confidence. Like, do you get me? Like, I remember when it was the first game of the season, we were facing Fulham, and you're telling me about Smith Rowe and etc. Do you get me? I had to speak with confidence. Got the win, so I hear it. But yeah, man, a lot of football. Do you have any last words before I round up?
No, as always, thank you to everyone who's watching. Please, again, we need to get so much better at this, but this is the YouTube etiquette. Leave a like, comment, because all that stuff obviously helps the algorithm. So I think we just need to lock in that earlier into the episode. So if you are watching right now, please do hit that like button. It will help the video spread a bit more. And hopefully we will be more on top of that going forward. But yeah, no, man, I really enjoyed the stream. Good episode. And yeah, it should be a good weekend of football. So I'm looking forward to it. Well, any final words from you, my guy?
I mean, as always, I just want to say thank you to anyone who's tuned into the stream, whoever's watched for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1 hour, the whole stream, whether you're going to watch it later, whoever's shared, whoever's liked, whoever's subscribed, whoever's helped support. Again, we appreciate it. Whoever's left comments, we don't take it for granted. We appreciate all the support. And yeah, looking forward to the next episode. Obviously, hopefully I'm coming into that episode smiling. So yeah, like I
oh
want to be
yes, that's gonna be a
smiling.
Monday episode. Obviously, you're gonna be going
Yeah,
at
that's gonna
4:02
be
on
a Monday
Sunday.
episode. Yeah, like I'm
Yep.
going to Old Trafford on Sunday. So yeah, like we're gonna stream on Monday. But yeah, looking forward to the review episode. And yeah, like hopefully there's some good things to talk about from a United perspective. So yeah, man.
There'll be
And you
good things
know,
to talk about regardless.
hey man, of course you'll say that, but yeah, man, I need my win, because again, it can't be
I
every
hear it.
stream where I'm analyzing it Ten Hag and talking about the
Bro,
football.
man, I
Do you
told
get
you.
me?
I
Like
think
at
I'm gonna
least,
have to. I'm gonna be pro Ten Hag now, man, to bring some
oh
balance
gosh,
to the
man,
stream. I'm
hey
gonna.
man,
You're forcing me to defend him now.
man, bro, man, hey man, but yeah, man. But
Mm.
yeah, until next time, I hope everyone has a great weekend. If you support any of the ops, I hope your team loses. But yeah, man, you know how it goes, man. Yeah. And until next time, peace.